Well, I think it's time that we start the episode, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, all you lovelies, to the second speed chat, the Gears speed chat. My name is Jibran Syed. I am the writer of Neon Legacy Underdogs. I'm joined here with Madison. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Madison, and I am the lead artist of this project.
Hell yes, she is. And she does a phenomenal, fantastic job, and I am very grateful to have her here. So
Thank you.
today
We're talking about Gears. Oh, you want to talk about the updates?
Yeah, I was gonna just say a few updates, and we'll talk about this in detail at the end of the episode. But there are gonna be some changes to some of the art style stuff, and we're gonna start doing some different types of videos, hopefully.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
make sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell because we're all slaves to the algorithm now. So that you don't have to miss that, because it'd be sad if you missed it. Mainly sad for me, because you probably wouldn't even know. But don't hurt my feelings. Like and subscribe.
Anyways.
Yes, anyways.
Today we're talking about Gears, which is the second character we've made. Can you tell us about who Gears is?
Yeah, so it'd be easier to describe what spawned Gears as an idea.
Okay.
Because basically, I was watching an interview with Peter Cullen, who is the voice of Optimus Prime in the Bay films. And he, in that interview, was asked where he got the inspiration for the Prime voice. And he started telling about this, words. He started telling this story about his brother. And he prefaced this by saying, his brother, he's in the military, he's a true hero. So that's how he framed the story. And so then he talked about how he was excited to tell his brother that he was voicing Optimus Prime because he was voicing a hero. And he was like, oh man, that's cool. And obviously I'm not doing it justice. You should really go watch the interview. It's very, very good. Very, very, very heartwarming. But anyways, so he did that. He told his brother, and his brother was basically like, if you do that, I want you to make sure that you don't follow the Hollywood trend, which is to make these loud, angry action stars. Like, don't do that. Real heroes don't do that. Real heroes aren't loud. Real heroes are strong enough to be gentle, to be kind. Be strong enough to be kind. And that really spawned the whole idea of Gears. Being strong enough to be kind, or to be gentle. And that kind of evolved into this strong but remorseful character, and that kind of spawned this whole idea of having him be remorseful for a reason and having him work towards redemption. So that's the second major theme of Gears' character. So to recap that, we have being strong enough to be gentle, and then searching for redemption, or as I wrote in my notes right here, needing to justify his own existence in his own eyes. And so that kind of really shaped it. And then Cups plays an important part in that characterization, where she, at least in his own eyes, she represents all the bad that he has done, and that's why he feels so strongly. He's so close to her, I should say. That's why he is so strongly attached to her. And she represents his hope that he can be redeemed.
That's so sweet. I love the little things that they can do together. They're both connected with each other. And Gears is a father figure to her when she doesn't really have one.
Yeah, and Gears is also serves as, I guess, a safe, I guess it is what it is, a safe space for Cups to be fearless in how she is, and it's like a positive feedback loop. They kind of just they're good for each other.
Yeah.
And yeah. And so sorry, I'm definitely not reading my notes to make sure I didn't miss
You're doing
anything.
good. You're doing good.
I like the positive reinforcement. Yeah. Oh, one thing is that him and Rex are foils of each other, whereas Gears is more soldier-like and Rex is more warrior-like. And by that I mean like the different things that make, warriors are very honorable. They'll wait till somebody is at full strength, Goku style, so that they can fight honorably. Soldiers don't necessarily do that. Obviously there is honor in war. They can be, and I'm not saying that Gears does not exhibit that. Obviously he does, but like there are different things. Soldiers think more along the lines of how to win the war, whereas warriors think more along the lines of how does my pride, my honor reflect this battle. It's just interesting.
So would you say that Gears is very respectful of the sort of ethical code of war?
Yeah, like they're pretty. Yeah, it's like the Geneva Convention, same thing, or like any like just things that are understood by army dogs. Whereas Rex is the more romanticized version of that, I guess.
And Rex is like his friend, right? Like
Yeah.
They work both in the military together.
Yeah, they're battle brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are all the kind of themes that make up Gears. I mean, there are others, like empathy goes in with the kindness, and then strength is obviously his biggest one.
So he's very much like a gentle giant character.
Yeah, like a family man, like gentle giant type character, definitely. And so, Madison, I think now it's time to turn it over to you. How did you turn all that into a character?
So the original prompt in terms of visuals that I got was that he's a military dude, and he wears stuff like camo pants, military boots, and like your wife beater tank top. And something that we kind of found quickly about creating the visuals for him is that it might be easy for him to blend into the background if he had the typical military look, because our main cast is going to be very colorful and very interestingly dressed. So we really had to figure out how to best represent him. Originally, we wanted to do, or at least the way that I approached Gears, is doing his body and his face first, because he's supposed to be a very fit guy, and he's huge. But despite that, he has a very soft and kind face. So we were messing around with different kinds of body types and faces that would match him most. We ended up landing on something where he was still pretty buff, not like ridiculously buff, but I mean for anime standards, like not super buff, but still a pretty big guy. And then a softer face with kind of soft eyes, softer eyebrow expression, and some wrinkles, just a little bit to show his age. After we figured out the body type, we kind of landed on something we were happy with, but we weren't really sure about the face, but we got to that later. We went on to clothes, and making a military guy stand out while still looking military was kind of very difficult. We didn't want him to appear generic and blend into the background or look like a background character. We really wanted a unique design that would show that he was still part of the military, but also part of the cast. So we did a lot of research on fashion and locationality, but we also wanted it to tie into his personality. So the area that they're in is Taiga, and it's kind of very hot and humid, like an artificial desert. So it was kind of difficult to layer him up without thinking about how hot he would be in like a jacket. But we added a jacket anyways, and honestly, like the jacket could be a very light material too, and kind of like linen and kind of air out.
Yeah, and that's, really quickly, I think this is one of the things that I had to learn as a director or a producer, is that, I had such this idea of having him be very plain because that tied into his character. But with experience comes wisdom, and I kind of started coming to the conclusion that that's not so important as making a nice design for the character. Because ultimately, the design, yes, it is as simple as we could reasonably make it. But what's more important is about how that translates into his key themes, his core themes, which are strength and kindness, not necessarily modesty, even though if this was a real character in the real world, he probably wouldn't dress so fancy, or so, not fancy, but so flashy, I guess. And it's not even that flashy, but still, I think cool art beats consistent details. Sorry, I that was a weird way to phrase it, but I think you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like it's so easy to get caught up in the nuances, and that's something that we struggled with Gears. We almost put him down because it was hard to make him look out there, like at least like look like an interesting cast member without adding stuff that would break the facade of his typical military gear. But we did a lot of research on fashion, and we kind of broke the barrier, and we found something that worked. So we added stuff originally like compression sleeves, different wacky colors, and maybe too many pockets on his cargo pants. I liked that one.
A dump truck of pockets.
Yep. But then we landed on like a cool streetwear kind of jacket, still with his heavy boots, and despite the jacket maybe being a little extra for him, we went with a color scheme that was still kind of played down a little bit, like the black grayish jacket, like a shallow, like a, what is it? Like a softer kind of gray-green for his camo, and then the bright yellow shirt. But apart from that, we also did gold outlining.
Oh yeah, tell them why the gold.
The gold,
tell them why gold.
We did gold, at least I thought gold would be cool because it kind of pulls it all together. It makes him pop out more, but it also works in terms of color scheme. So with the blacks and stuff, it adds a lot of nice contrast and a color hierarchy.
Well, and also because, and this was something that you had to convince me on, and I'm very glad you did, but Gears, it was established beforehand that Gears' colors were purple. Like that, those are the colors that his eyes light up when he uses his powers, like things like that. So Madison very intelligently chose gold and had to convince me that he was a good choice.
So when you're thinking about magic effects or like superpower energy effects, typically you want those to stand out the most. So if there's an element within the design that has those colors, so like if Gears had a lot of purple and he glowed purple, when he activated his abilities, he would get really washed out. He would be a big purple blob. So picking gold and yellow really works with purple. So when he activates his ability, he'll be visually clear to see, but he'll also kind of stand out as its own.
Yeah, and at first I was like, that's stupid. I didn't say that, but it turns out I was the stupid all along, which is generally the case. But
that's okay.
That's okay. I'm not the stupid now, so it's all that matters.
Oh, you're good. Sometimes these things come with messing around with it. I think the main part that we've learned about Gears is to try, even with cups, just to try stuff that's out there, even if it doesn't necessarily fit. As long as it fits the general idea, you never know what would work.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that's the problem with like director's blindness, is that you have this vision that you hold so strongly onto, but you don't always know what's best. And even though it's your baby, your idea, your project, it's important to share that dream with others so that they can lend their experience, their wisdom onto it and make a better product as a whole. Because that ultimately, isn't that the goal? Is to make the best thing you can?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, to have fun is also
of course
the goal, but that should come naturally.
What else did we do? We added a belt buckle too. Jibran requested that, so I put it in the final version, and it looks great actually. Like it ties in the golds and really balances him at his waist. And then we also shortened the jacket, like the length of the jacket, because we wanted to, and it ended up looking really good. And it really bounces around between like the belt buckle and the flaps on the jacket and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good addition. Or I guess subtraction. Math. says the physics undergrad.
I also, this is like a really small detail, but camo is kind of weird because it's like a lot of shapely blotches, but I kind of decided to make the camo blotches look like the JoJo smoke, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure smoke from the Part 1 intro. Just because it has such nice like shape language and it's interesting. Doesn't make sense necessarily as camo because it's a different pattern, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it turned out. I think it turned out good, and
Thanks.
also we love JoJo over here at Daiga Productions.
We're a bunch of weebs.
Yeah,
Who would have thought?
we really are. We really are. but that's okay. We're just a bunch of weebs doing cool shit. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Insert JoJo memes that you
JoJo.
made.
Oh my god, yeah. The Kono Dioda cups.
Oh my god, the Dio cups. Dio cups haunts my dreams.
Oh, it's so cursed. I'm sorry. I'm also not very sorry, but
it's amazing. It's something that like you know what? It's exactly, we were talking, me and Madison before the recording started, we were talking about certain movies that like we watched and that we enjoyed but never want to see again.
Yep.
Because like for me it was Her, because that movie is very sexual and I was not horny enough for that movie. And so I enjoyed it, but I was just very uncomfortable for a lot of it, and I was like, that movie is a work of art, and I'm never watching it again. It's like Dio Cups is a work of art, but I need the bleach. Where is the bleach? The eye bleach.
I'm gonna have to make more Dio Cups edits.
Oh no.
Like, oh my god, Dio in Part 3 with his daggers. Except it's cups.
Oh no. That's like I'm saying oh no, but I really mean oh yes. Oh yes.
Anyways, yeah, you want to talk like what we like generally or dislike about how Gears turned out?
Oh yeah, I like the shape. I like his silhouette, which was something that, like, okay, this is gonna get into the issue, but so making a big character like this was very difficult because there were a lot of things we had to navigate and things we had to avoid. And something that Madison did bring up is we always kind of just like try things until we either realize that it's way too big or it somehow accidentally worked. And commonly that's me going bigger, make it bigger. And I did the same thing here, except when it comes to body shapes with specifically black people represented in anime style media, there's stereotypes that are very prevalent and that I wasn't really aware of, or like I didn't think about it. I think is what it was. I didn't think about it like that. And so you were like, yo, that's like, we can't do that. And I'm like, and I did push back because it was a mixture of like, no, I don't want to change. Also, it was director's blindness that really got me here. But also, it was like, we shouldn't have to change for other people, which is a very childish thought. But it's part of growing, and part of doing this is maturing and understanding what you can and can't put out. And that was one thing I had to learn. And I did. And so we ended up, because I remember specifically we had a conversation where it was like I wanted him to be like big, and I sent a reference image and it was of the Hulk, but it was like a very gargantuan, like exaggerated version of the Hulk, and you're like, yeah, no.
No.
Not that.
Not in my house.
Editing crew here.
Oh yeah. Post video talk. A big inspiration for Gears in general is a lot of bodybuilders, and we could put in like a little screenshot of the peer ref board here, or even just like panning over the peer ref board. Lots of bodybuilders, and also Guile from Street Fighter. I had a lot of issues with doing the muscles of his legs, but also with kind of baggy pants, so Guile is actually a wonderful reference for that. That is all, thank you.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Thanks for allowing the interjection back to the video.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And so we did end up settling on using the Hulk as a reference, but like a much more human Hulk. It's the Professor Hulk from Avengers, and that, he looks like a dude, just green and big. So, and that's exactly what we wanted. That's exactly what Gears needed to be. Is normal but big.
Yeah, like not like the weird token buff dude. I mean, he is buff, but not like inhumanely, like regular Hulkish.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there is something to be said about, like, he is superhuman. He should look superhuman. And honestly, he does. I know you see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who looks kind of like how I imagine Gears would look in real life. Maybe not the face, but the body type at least. But like, that is unattainable for normal people. But I think that's because The Rock does steroids.
He did it when he was younger. I don't think he does now. It kind of just stayed.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jibran from the editing room. I just wanted to clarify something. When I started talking about The Rock and everything with steroids and stuff, I realized that kind of sounded disrespectful. No disrespect to the Rock. Much love to The Rock. And my point still stands even if he doesn't use steroids, because he puts in, unfathomable amounts of dedication and time that normal people just don't have. So either way, point still stands. Just thought I'd make this correction. I'd hope not. I mean, he's getting old. That can't be good for you.
Yeah.
But anyways, that is pretty unattainable for most people, but it's like still within the realm of being human.
And
I don't know.
Gears is he's much more than his strength too, and he probably spent a lot of time, in the military getting that shape, that body, and that can happen naturally. But it is also anime, and again, besides like the fact that he is strong and he's full of strength physically, he's also mentally very strong. He's a lot more complex than how anime usually portrays black people.
Yeah, and that's such, God, I don't want to rant about this too long, because I can rant about this, God knows I can, but, the fact that we're doing quote-unquote representation right, I guess, is not an achievement. It doesn't feel like an achievement to me. It just makes me sad that it can be seen as an achievement because, like, you don't need to, like, okay, we've been discussing the idea of hiring a cultural diversity expert or just someone like that. I don't know what that profession is called. I forgot if I knew it at one point, but someone like that. And, like, I wholeheartedly support that decision, not because you need a cultural diversity expert to know how to write a black person, but because there's certain things that we want to be, there's certain issues, certain things that we want to be sensitive to. Actually, the body thing that I talked about before, where we had to navigate some racial issues, that put a little bit of tension on the team. And I mean, we got through it, obviously, and we're still, it's made us better for it, and we know how to kind of navigate those issues for the future now. But it was definitely, oh shoot, I totally forgot what I was just saying. Haha, ADHD would be like.
We didn't really know about it until it just happened too, which is also a little unfortunate. But at the end of the day, we're making a diverse cast not because we can, but because we want something to be diverse. We want people to be able to look at these characters and be like, I'm like that person.
Oh yeah, and especially, like, it's very dear to me because I'm mixed race, and so there's I don't know, I feel like there's not a lot of representation with the struggles that come with that specifically, and just, I don't know, it's just a big issue to tackle, yo.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so much representation, like, but it's important because I want to say the things that need to be said, and if I don't know what those are, I want to learn what those are, so I can say the right things, or at least me through the show. But also me personally, I don't want to say anything insensitive.
Yeah.
Because I'm nice like that. Yeah. Also, this is kind of off topic, but I like how you phrased it as putting gears down.
Wait.
Like a dog.
Wait, when did I say that?
You said that earlier.
Did I?
Like, yeah, you're like, we almost have to put gears down.
Oh, I meant like
like
in my head, I was thinking like a stack of papers and just like putting it on my desk to look at later. Oh, that makes me sad, no.
Yeah, we almost had to shoot him.
No.
Because it was too boring.
No. Yeah, I definitely didn't do him justice until later.
Yeah, but that was also because, like, I had put all these restrictions, and I was like, eventually I was just like, you know, f*** it. Just go for it. Just do what you think, you know, needs to be done to make him look good. And then you did, and I'm like, all right, let's go with it.
Some restrictions are good, but too many makes it difficult. Like, well, it makes it easier to fall into a rut over and over again.
Stifles creative flourishment.
Yeah, that too. And that's super important when you're doing any concept work or even anything creative at all. Like,
yeah, no, absolutely.
When you're doing these things, you gotta brainstorm it out and be creative. And the most important part about concepting is being able to make new things and breaking what you might think is the first thought. And you get more fun designs that way.
Yeah, that's kind of how, for me, writing is. Though, really, it's more just like, I think about something, and then I write it down, and then I just analyze it and think, oh, this could be better. So, though I've never had restrictions placed on me when it comes to this show, so it's a little different.
Lucky you. Rather lucky us, because then we can do pretty much what we want. We get a lot of freedom with that.
That is very true. So really, yeah, I hope that never changes. Yeah, I don't know where we are in the notes, so I don't know what we're talking about now.
We're towards the end, yeah. I do want to mention that I think our original idea for the show is to be very colorful, and we don't have the rest of the cast, so right now I do feel like yours is out of place color-wise, but that's something that we can fix in the future, especially when we make our own finalized style.
Oh yeah, do we want to just kind of lean into that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so some updates of importance are we're going to be changing the art style. We're going to be, me and Madison have talked a little bit about it. I don't know if you want to talk about it more in depth.
I would hint at a few things, but I think it is subject to change until we figure it out, because style is such a large thing to do. It's a lot of work, especially when it's not your normal style. So we want to come up with a style that we really like, that's unique to this project. So we're looking at other anime, and we're looking at other artists and seeing how we can formulate our own style. We did kind of spitball a little bit, and we were talking about something akin to cyberpunky, so kind of like dystopian urban, and I think that would fit the climate really well.
And large eyebrows.
Large eyebrows. We love large eyebrows.
We simp for large eyebrows here at Daiga Productions.
We stand
large eyebrows.
Yeah, so that's probably going to be a stylistic element too. It's the large eyebrows.
Large eyebrows.
Yeah.
Angry eyebrow. Oh, that's a Larry boy. Oh, dude. Childhood memories are being activated right now.
Oh no.
Angry Eyebrows was a Larry Boy, not skit, but episode.
I don't know what that is.
You ever watch it? Oh, you never watched Larry Boy? Oh,
No.
I guess I'm Southern, so I watched Veggie Tales. I watched Larry Boy.
Veggie Tales.
Yeah, I watched Veggie Tales as a kid.
I never watched Veggie Tales except once, because it was always on so early in the morning.
Oh, we had the DVDs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think we had a VHS of one of the episodes. That's how old it is. Not how old I am, but that's how old it is.
Dang.
Yeah. Other than the art style, though.
Yeah.
We're also thinking about doing some different styles of videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like bite-sized content of some animatics with some probably temporary voice acting over them, just because I think both that appeals more to the algorithm, and also because we want to kind of post more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not only so we get more traction, but also we want to have that community interaction with what little community there is right now.
Yeah, I think that way, like, we can really keep in touch, or rather, our viewers can certainly see that we're still working on it, and there's a lot that goes behind it, and sometimes I feel like the speech chats might not be enough, because they're like months of work put into one video.
Yeah, and it's like speed chats are very formal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even within how formal they are, I mean, I'm a very casual person, and I think we both are very casual with each other, and that shows. But, like, I think, because a lot of stuff that happens, like a lot of the idea generation, a lot of the just things we do is very organic, is very spontaneous, kind of impulsive, very passionate. So having a very casual way of showing that, or, like, even doing live streams of brainstorming sessions, like, I think that would actually be a good idea. A lot of people do it too, so.
Yeah, I dig it.
But yeah, so we're just thinking about different ideas for different videos. Because also, like, you know, the last speed chat was like 40 minutes long. Hopefully this one will be shorter. I think we're at about 20-30 minutes right now.
Nice.
I'm not sure. So, but that's, you know, once we cut it down, it'll hopefully be shorter. And also, we're at the very end of the video.
Yeah.
We've gone through pretty much everything, so.
Oh.
So already it's shorter.
Another thing to mention is that we're not going to stop speed chats. We're going to put a pause on character concepting, at least formally, or the speed chats of them, and figure out the style. And we will be posting shorts for style, but also various speed chats, kind of summarizing all that we've gone through. And then once we get the style, then we're good to go on to the new characters.
So yeah, for right now, the speed chats are probably gonna be on hold for a little bit, but hopefully there'll be other content that we're posting. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell, and sell your soul to the YouTube algorithm. Susan Wojcicki, sell your soul. This got awkward.
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Well,
if you made it this
indeed. Thank you, lovelies, or probably the one lovely who forgot to pause it and left to go to the bathroom or something, who are still watching. But for those who are paying attention, thank you. It really does mean a lot. If you like what we do here, feel free to join our Discord. We have a Discord. We have a subreddit. It has nothing on it right now, but we do have a subreddit. And if you really believe in this project, you can support us by donating to us on Patreon. We have that up and running right now. So if you are so inclined, that would be phenomenal and incredible. And I can't fathom anyone doing that right now. But if you did, I will be over the freaking moon. Even just watching this, I'll be over the moon.
Yeah.
That's literally like all you really have to do to help us out, if you really want to, is just share this video. That's it. You don't even have to like, though that's better.
If you have any questions, also definitely leave a comment and we'll get back to those.
Oh yeah, 100%. I check that channel like twice a day, so I'll definitely see it.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's all I have to say.
Yep, me too.
Alrighty then. We'll talk to y'all lovelies in the future. See you next time.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.